All right, so the next thing that we want to talk about here is we want to be able to program variables, because what's going to happen is you're eventually going to get to a point where you're going to be creating some very complex code that's going to be more than just a few lines like this, and you're not going to want to go in and we want to change your mind. Like right now, it's not a big deal to go in here and digital write, make this 100, and you can make this 1500 and run it, and we're going to see the delay there, right, in the different pause of the LED lights. But when we start getting a lot of line code, we're not going to want to go back and try to change all those. We're going to catch a lot of errors. So what you can do is you can set parameters for your variables, so you only have to change things one time. So we're going to go above this void setup and check this out. With intervals, we can do three things. We can do int, which is an integer. So this is where your math scales come into play, a number. We could do a float, which is a real number, or we could do what's called a string, which is going to be characters or words. So with this one, we're just going to get into the integer. And what we're going to do is you can name this whatever you want. You can call this bologna, you can call it coffee. I don't really care what you call it. You want to make sure you name it something that makes sense to you. So I'm just going to call it LED 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to equate that to a pin. So I'm going to say LED 1 is 13. So now I could go down here and I could go LED 1 here, and I could go LED 1 here, and it's going to run my program, and I'm going to be able to see how that works. And so as I go through, oops, I forgot my colon there again. As I go through and run this, now I can control this pen from right here, as opposed to having to go through and change this all the time. Now, it's not a big deal in this code, but it's just important to understand and learn how it works. And so the other thing that I could do is I could declare the delays. And so as opposed to changing these all the time, I could actually go through, I could go in here and go wait 1, and I could make that, let's make that 2,000. So 2,000 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. So I could go down here in this delay, and as opposed to always having to change it, I could call that wait 1. And then I could go through and run this, and now it's going to delay this for 2 seconds. And so when it goes to run here, you're going to see that there's a delay. It's on for 2 seconds, a second and a half. On for 2 seconds, second and a half. And now if I wanted to change this one, and I wanted different intervals, I could do that. I could do an interval here. I could go wait 2. And now from here, let's say I make this 3,000. So now I could go down here, and this one I could have different numbers. And now when I go to run this, it's going to be on for 2 seconds, off for 3. On for 2, off for 3, as you can see right here. So the beauty of this is when you're running more complex code, I wouldn't have to go through and change all these things. I could go right here and look at, I can now make this 300. I can change one variable, and everywhere I go that has wait 2 would run that, and you can see now I'm going to have a different, see that it's a much different pause. And so this is important that you can label your variables to help your coding commands down below. And so this is just the next step in understanding how that works. Your integers are your variables. Think of this as I've learned myself as a bucket. LED 1 is a bucket. What do you want to put in there? I want to put in pin 13. And we know pin 13 is an output. As we look at wait 1, that's the bucket. I want to put in there 2,000 milliseconds. So that's the way we want to think of it. So here's what I want you to do. We've now taught you how to get this light on, how to program pin 13. We've taught you some intervals. I want you to create some sort of Morse code. So can you take that signal and create a Morse code command? I'm going to leave some links down below in case you don't know what Morse code is. It's a blinking of lights, and let's see what you can create. Go ahead and share your upload when you've got something pretty cool figured out.